Hey everybody, welcome. Track of the day to you laddies. We're top 13? No, wait, this is like, what's up with this leaderboard? This is not, maybe we weren't top 13. We were top 16 on Coda. I thought we did a pretty good job. We got a little bit more time today. And look at this. I mean, Sundays and Mondays typically our best day. Today we're playing Green City. You're going to make me do it, aren't you? Irish Spring Green. Okay, that's enough. People on the Discord seem to like the track. Fun track. Lots of 10s, lots of 9s. Not a whole lot of anything else, honestly. Another heavy drift track. You know what? Maybe today's the day. Maybe today's the day. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll be going in reverse. That we learn how to drift. I know the drift. You have to be going at least 180. You turn your car for a little bit. There's like a... Someone did give me the angle, but it's between like 15 and 45 degrees or something like that. Or maybe 15 and 60 degrees. And then you keep gas and brake held. And as a result of that, you actually... There's a way you can actually drift and gain speed. But we're going to figure it out as we go today. Certainly, honestly, this seems like a lot like a track that I would be a huge fan of. It has... concrete, it has walls, it seems relatively straightforward. Okay. So it might take us a little bit to get going here, but that's okay. So we know, okay, yeah, that's a wall. That is a wall. Alright, okay, it turns out it's a little bit harder at the start than I thought it was. You know what I think has been helping us out a lot lately? Is having ghosts on from the get-go. I don't think this is the way we want to... Oh my god, what is... Dude, look, I was gonna say... It's the first time I've driven in a couple days, but that's not true. I drove our, like, real car yesterday. But I gotta tell you, driving, on a city street, it's a little bit easier than driving in Trackmania. I did it again. Mostly it's just, you know, straightaways... light bends or 90-degree left and right turns. It's a little bit simpler than what we got going on here, but that's okay. We're gonna figure it out inch by inch, row by row. Gonna make this garden grow. That was not a good performance, but you know what? We only got like a 40-second track here. We don't have too many elements to learn, but certainly it does seem like drifting is gonna be of importance. I believe this will not even be a bronze medal at the present moment. I actually embedded my car into the architecture. That's alright, we're not sweating it early. So, like, just follow the ghost. He takes the corner like that, take a heavy turn, they come around like this. We did not get hit. It's always nice to see. Let's see what he does here. No drift. We did clip the wall. That's okay, we can still learn from the silver ghost. No drift necessary. No air time, if possible. Low bounce. That was a low bounce coefficient. You love to see it. Still hit there, which is going to allow bronze to pass us. Oh, he clipped the wall again. That's okay. We know what's up here. We know what has to be done. 46 seconds. That actually was a bronze, so I guess we were ahead of the bronze, but behind the silver. We're behind silver by much, but obviously, like, these are not particularly impressive runs so far. But we have completed the track in 3 minutes and 54 seconds, which is quite a bit faster than usual. So, you know, we'll always have that, giving us a little bit of extra confidence. So we know, like, that's not how you take that ramp. We know it's not how you take the ramp. We'll learn from that as time goes on. You don't want airtime there. Good. No airtime. You want a light rattle at most, and that was the bare lightest of rattlings. I mean, this is going to be a silver right here. And okay, I'm starting to feel it, dude. I'm starting to feel... Okay, that one would... It would have been a silver, but I got to hard-code it into my head here. Hard-code it into your head. The turn at the end is harder than you expect. The turn at the end is harder than you expect. But everything else up to that point was going pretty well. Let's be honest with one another. Here's what I'm going to do. Step 1, purge from your mind the idea that the drifts are essential. Now, that might seem counterintuitive. I think it's going to give us a better run prior to min-maxing. And then once min-maxing becomes a little bit more apparently important, I guess by like a literal definition, it's kind of always at the same degree of literal importance. But you get what I mean. For now, we've got improvements to be made. There you go. That are not exclusively made from doing everything the exact right way. Okay, that's not how you want to tackle that, but that was good. So we got up to a silver here. Let's change and go for opponents from Canada. Thank you so much for your help. Oh, it's North America already? I guess it is. You know what? The track of the day only rolled over like 40 minutes ago. So we probably got a little bit of a lower ghost base to pull from. Ghost base driver. Okay, well that's... I feel weird whenever I make a Ghostface Killer reference, because most of my references come from his 2005 album Fish Scale, not the Pretty Tony album or, you know, Supreme Clientele, so I apologize for that. Has been known to alienate people somewhat. Good stuff. Oh, not good stuff. Way heavy on the corner. Yeah, that's okay. We did get 1.3 seconds ahead. The heck were we doing? We're only like 1 second off of the gold. That's not how you want to take that corner, but I know that clearly I screw something up on my PB, so you can full speed that. Certainly want to do some kind of drift or maybe even like a pre-turn on that one. No heavy turns there, please. No heavy turns. Okay, still going. A little bit of extra speed would go a long way there. You know that was good. You know that was good. I know that was good. Okay, that is not a gold. You got to get under 40 to get the gold. Okay. That's fine. I see you. I see you. Thought we did a little bit better there. Clearly, I was incorrect. So the line appears to be like you come to the left pretty hard. You take it like that. Dude, that was smooth. By my standards, that was a very smooth drift. Now, laying off the throttle is not what we should be doing. That's a pre-turn. I saw them turn in the air, dude. I saw them turn in the air. Good. There you go. Wheels not rattling at the end of that gave you a lot of speed. Dude, we're starting to puzzle it out. The gold's going to be a gimme on this one. I'll tell you that right off the bat. The gold is going to be a flippin' gimme. That's not a good example of that. I think you got to get 37 to get the author. So that might be a little beyond us for the time being, but we'll figure it out, all right? Anyway, how's everybody doing? Today's Sunday. Coming in refreshed after my day off, as you might expect. Heard the track of the day yesterday was relatively well liked. Always sorry to miss the one track of the day, but it's like an absence makes the heart grow fonder sort of thing, you know? And the number one thing, this is not a good corner, the number one thing I look forward to on new, like first thing to record of the day is always Trackmania. I'm always stoked to play some Trackmania. Look at that. That was a huge improvement, especially considering we were pretty bad at the start of that. I mean, even on Tuesdays, the first thing I record that day is almost always Trackmania. Just so happens to be at like, you know, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pacific instead of at 10:30 a.m. like we're doing today. What did I do on my day off yesterday? We didn't get up to all that much, honestly. Which is, you know, fairly typical considering both the state of the world and also the fact that my wife is fully 8 months pregnant now. No longer is 8 months an exaggeration. So I don't really have any anecdotes, as is typical. But it was a nice, you know, we watched the Canucks versus Knights game. It was not a good game for Canucks fans. I apologize. Oh, we were so close to. I apologize for bringing up bad memories, but, you know, it's always just fun to watch hockey to begin with. I still haven't reached the point with sports where I'm like, you know, I mean, I think I can't remember if this is in Trackmania or Isaac, but I talked about it in in one of the banter-heavy series, where I'm like, you gotta get yourself into a good position with sports, where if your team does well, it's a mood enhancer, and if your team does poorly, it's less than a mood destroyer. If you find yourself slipping into the opposite, where you're like, when they do well, I just go, well, that's how you should play all the time. And if they do poorly, you're like, my life is over. That's where you gotta, like, stop watching for a year. You gotta take, like, a tolerance break or something. Dude, we're gonna nail this track. We're not quite there yet, but we're gonna get there. And by the way, I know some of you are saying, like, lol, sports ball, it inspires the worst in people. I've seen the kind of tweets y'all send when Critical Role is trending on Twitter, so don't act like you ain't ever been there, you know what I mean? It's a human thing. Sports may exacerbate it, I'll admit, but... Okay, send it. Not great, but considering I was flying by the seat of my pants there, actually surprised how well that seemed to work out. Oh my god. Oh my god. 38.5! Are you kidding me, man? What a stark improvement. Alright, give me North American opponents. That was a big move. Yo, it's Jerwy, the admin of the Trackmania course. I am always amazed, though, like, sometimes I'll be on, you know, Twitter, and, like, the Canucks Twitter account is, like, it's just the social media account for the team, right? It's not, like, a direct line to the coach. Like, it's not, like, a suggestion box. But people will really, like, the Canucks social media team will make a tweet that's like, hey, we're down 3-0, but we're looking for a miracle. And people will really reply like, hey, here's an idea, score a goal. And then you look at their Twitter account, and that's all they do. Is they're like, I'm a big fan, live, laugh, love the Canucks, and I spend 3 hours every Canucks loss trolling the social media coordinator. As if, oh, sorry, okay, Jimmy, we're gonna pass that one on to the coach. He hadn't thought about, like, scoring a goal. I didn't realize that, you know, it tends to be better to score more goals than you let it. Like, just a very weird energy radiating off of those tweets. You know, oh, that's, not a situation. You don't want to have that much of a role, I think, in your attempts there, but that's okay. It happens for every team, by the way. It's not just the Canucks, but I'm always just... I don't know. If anything, I've kind of... I don't know. I'm at a weird place with my relationship with communications and mankind. Where I'm like, do I feel misanthropic because those people are, like, out in the world hiding amongst us? Or do I go like, well, you know, clearly there's some, like, mental health stuff going on there and maybe the system has let them down? Or do I go like... Why do you care so much about sports? Maybe it's the sports problem. Is it Twitter's problem? Is it the team's unique relationship with fandom? I got no idea, dude. So instead, I just, you know, watch the game. Don't read too much into it. But yeah, that was pretty good. Also finished The Haunting of Hill House, a show that I thought was pretty solid, front to back. But I will admit, started a little bit better than it ended. I don't want to say too conveniently, but, you know, I don't want to get into spoilers because I actually think it is definitely a show that's worth watching. If you are... It's pretty spooky. Like, I know there are people who dislike horror stuff. We gotta find a way to not rattle like that when we land. If you dislike horror, it's hard for me to explain this. Don't take this the wrong way, okay? I've talked about it many times. When I was a picky eater as a child, you know, I eventually just kind of got over it via exposure therapy, and also, like, I mean, like, unofficial exposure therapy, not actually going to see a, you know, psychiatrist and then being like, this is broccoli, and I'm like, ah, you know? But more like, you know, just eating some foods I thought I didn't like, and then realizing, like, what the heck, I actually like this. And, that's kind of the same thing. Like, I used to think, and I'm sure that this is relatable, because I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff I thought that was unique to me as my childhood, actually, a lot of other people have gone through the same thing. But, I kind of thought horror movies had like too much power, you know. I would, you know, when people would show marketing like, you know, this movie's so scary, like people died in the movie theater watching it. You know, I would believe that stuff and be like, whoa, that's risky, dude. I don't know if I want to invite that into my life. And then the other thing is, you know, it's very easy to reason away. There you go. Like a dislike of horror. Oh, we were in such a good spot, too. Because you could be like, you know, why would I watch movies for entertainment? Why would I watch something that makes me uncomfortable? The truth is, I think there's a lot of really inventive and effective stuff in horror that is not merely like, hey, the value of the show is that it's scaring you. It's that it's used, you know, fear is kind of, or dread even, is like another part of the emotional spectrum that artists can use. And yeah, some, you know, horror movies are more about like just startling you. Oh, that hurt. But a lot of horror stuff is actually like really, really well done, like explorations of that emotion or feeling that you don't otherwise see that much. We were in a good spot. Okay, I know that we've improved upon ourselves here for sure. We're gonna get some improvements done. So that's my thoughts about horror. Like originally, I mean, even into my 20s, I was like, I don't know if I want to see like a horror movie in the theater, because I'm like, oh, what if it's too scary and I have to like leave? You realize, you know, it's just a movie. You just get like I would now, and I would never have thought this as like a 12-year-old. I would never have thought that this was where I was gonna be. But I'm like, now, if you ask me what's my favorite genre of movie, is probably still like sci-fi. I do like science fiction stuff. Like in the sci-fi versus fantasy debate, I'm like a 100% sci-fi guy. It's not really a debate, it's just a preference, but I don't know, horror is like pretty close to the top these days. But it's like, I also recognize there's a huge gulf between like the really, really, really good stuff and the pretty terrible stuff. Like I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, you know, I can't wait to watch the new, you know, well, I don't want to insult anybody's favorite movies, but like the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street or something. And it's not fair because I haven't seen it. I don't know, maybe it would actually be kind of effective. But even like, you know, people are like, yeah, you like the intellectual horror, you don't like the slasher horror. I'm like, nah, dude, I like the slasher. Like when I saw Halloween, was it Halloween 2018? I was like, this movie's pretty good. Totally different vibe, obviously, than something like, you know, Hereditary. But still, an enjoyable film. I gotta figure out, okay, so I think there's a couple of different moments here that are important to puzzle out. We're not even sliding on that. That went fine, but was a little spicy. So what are the important moments? Less wheel turning there seems useful. And then not having as much rattle there is also insanely important. And we're doing a lot better on that corner. We're gonna hit the wall there, but dude, I'm telling you, once we string this together, we got a good thing going on here. Oh my god, I honestly got so surprised we didn't get hit there. We weren't going 180. There you go. You just barely make the speed required there before you take the turn. But yeah, I would actually say that like horror at this point in my life is one of my favorite genres. One of my favorite genres. Hello, Tomo. You doing okay, brother? He's cruising. So you just full speed. Okay, verbal cues. Full speed, little turn. A little bit more than a little turn, but still good. You want to go a little higher off the wall here. I shouldn't have laid off the throttle so much, but we're getting there. Could have gone on the throttle a little faster there. 38.194. Definitely there's improvement to be done here. I mean, we got to get ahead of Jerwy, right? I kid. Okay, now that... We were talking there. I will say that I think personally horror has one of the widest gulfs between good and bad. I do think it also gets disproportionately spotlit. Like, I feel like when there's bad comedies, it doesn't reflect poorly on the entire genre of comedy. When there's a bad horror movie or TV show, people are like, see, this is why I don't like horror stuff. Nobody watches, like, you know, Holmes and Watson and then goes like, see, this is why I don't like to laugh. So I think it gets unfairly maligned a little bit. That being said, shouldn't have hit the throttle there. I do think horror movies can also get a little disproportionate amount of credit sometimes, because they're like the only movies where, even if they don't really succeed at what they're going for, effectively, oh, it's gonna be close here. Oh, it could have been close. They still elicit like an emotional reaction, right? You know, they still get you with that, oh, it was just the cat clattering on the dishes. You know what I mean. So I don't know. I'm not getting too, not trying to be too anal about it or whatever. You know how it goes. I would recommend, if you haven't seen The Haunting of Hill House and you're generally into horror type stuff, I would recommend it. It was a good show. And rife for anthology treatment, which apparently is what's happening in season 2. I've also been watching, I mean, I mentioned this, but this show is like ongoing right now, so who even knows how this is going to turn out, but like, been watching Lovecraft Country, and I'm very eager to see what the heck is going to happen with that show after episode 2, which I don't want to spoil anything, but episode 2 was kind of like, you know, bombastic. Episode 2 was kind of like out of the pocket in terms of its pacing, and I'm like, where the heck are they going to go from here? And, oh, that's the landing you're looking for. That's not the exit to the corner you're looking for, but we're only like, yeah, we're 22 minutes in. I think this is author metal adjacent. I think there's a chance. We got to cut like 0.6 off of our time. I think you can string enough together to get there. Little heavy on the turn there. That was okay. Oh, that's going to be the corner that's... That and the corner at the end are going to be the ones that make or break us right now. I can already tell. Oh, we made it. Oh, we did get a little... we got a little rattled on the ramp, but that's okay. That's going to be a little heavy on the wheels being turned. This is a good track, dude. Okay, we got a great speed on the outset. And then I just screwed up. But get used to it. That's going to happen a lot. I think it's what we have to do in order... Well, we don't have to crash into the wall. But, we got to be very close to the apex of that corner to get a good exit for the future. Realizing, you know, there's a lot of, like, there's room for error on this corner without really it screwing you up that badly. Like, just... I'm not taking these corners that efficiently, and yet we're staying up there. Like, I'm giving up on my slide. And yet still coming in, like, close to 2/10 ahead up here. Little too much rattling, maybe? Oh, we were there, too. We were there. I should check the author metal time. This is a bad one right here. Maybe we can make up for it by just coming around the horn. I mean, that was... I don't think we're going to be able to replicate that, but I'm pretty happy with myself. Unfortunately, we lost a lot there, but it is what it is. Still rolling. Still running, I should say. Touch the wall. Sorry, let me just check the author metal time real quick. Skirt, by the way. Author is 36.8. I'm not saying impossible. When I thought it was 37.5, though, I was like, there's a decent chance. 36.8, I'm more like, this might be one where we go, you know what? A good gold would be acceptable today. We'll see. Might be time. Like, I'm not saying we're running our perfect lap right now, because that's not the case. However, might be time to get some top-tier ghosts. Maybe there's ghosts that have a little bit more intel than I do about the best way to approach this. That was a good landing. You can... Oh, full speed ahead, Captain. Oh, we were there too. As long as we had believed... If we believed, we could have made that one. I'll be honest, I didn't believe. How about the wall bang? No? I'm actually gonna, So I'm gonna do a little classic strat here. I'm gonna turn on all these ghosts right here. And then, we'll see if we can learn from them. I think we're doing pretty well today. Now, this is what I'm looking for. These guys are absolutely crushing me during the opening section. You'll love to see it. They're making it a little bit more difficult on me. Now, that was not a good corner, but that's okay. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. We're going to get there. Yo, that's no good. Okay. Try again. We're only at 26 minutes. It's still very early in the whole scheme of track of the day meta. Sometimes, I mean, we've had tracks of the day where we had completed the track like one time at 26 minutes, so. I did lay off the throttle, and I'll tell you, I regret it. That's more the landing you're looking for. Now, full speed. We're right in there. Had to lay off the throttle. We're gonna lose. We lost a ton of time at the end there. So it's all about, like, okay, the thing is, don't let the adrenaline screw you up in that final section, right, Tomo? You're not always gonna be in a great position. That was no good. You're not always going to be in a great position there, but when you are in a great position, just recognize, hey, we got to take this corner. This corner is the final obstacle to our success. This is okay. That's not okay. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot there. This is not an author metal track right now. This is a track where we're trying to just improve our ranking as much as possible. I guess in a technical sense, that's kind of what you're trying to do, like any track of the day, but especially today, where the difference between the gold and the author is like high enough as to undermine your confidence slightly. Now, this is a horrible start. We're probably like 0.4 back. Close. You never know. Did manage to carry a lot of speed there. Rattled way more than we should. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing the air braking I should be. Now that's a great entrance and exit to that corner. Kind of lost it a little bit at the end, but we learned something there. I don't know what we learned, but we learned something there. The only thing I don't like about this track right now, like, I think this is a really, really good one. I'd be in the 9 or 10 range as well on this one. But the only thing I don't really like about it is the first corner. And this might be not what the problem is, and maybe I'm, just getting it wrong. However, part of the problem for me is just that it's hard to be at the right speed for that first drift. Oh, we were in there too. It's just a little touchy at the start. But we had a different problem that time. That time our problem was, how are we going to not have our wheels rattle, dude? Like, that's... I feel like I gotta take a physics lesson or something like that. Or at least break it down slowly. Look at the free body diagram. Talk to my you know, ex-university housemates who are in engineering. Like, what the heck is going on? Is it that, or maybe, you know, sometimes, like, you know, little kids have a little bit of a better knowledge of engineering stuff than I do, because I think it's pretty much just like, well, the thing is you're turning left. Something like that. There you go. So, you know what I learned on this one? What you want to do is be heavier on the brake at the start. Or longer on the brake on that turn. And the world is going to just, you know, you're going to be okay. Let me put it that way. You're fine here. You're fine. Still fine. Little slash very heavy there. So use this as practice. I thought, like, just go up, but don't turn that much. Like, that was better, I thought. We're not going to have a great exit here. I thought that was better just for, like, speed purposes. Yeah, heavier on the brake is going to do it. As long as it gives us a better entrance to this section right here. We cut off, like, 0.6 at the end there. So imagine if we're competitive with our previous best. Personal best. PB, you know? Peanut butter, personal best, previous best. I don't have any other PBs. Punky Brewster. It's an old show from, it's even like before my generation, but for now, I think we know what needs to be done. We're at 31 minutes. We definitely won't be finishing on this PB. Author medal. Try not to get too attached to the trinkets and baubles anymore, you know? When they release the fall tracks, maybe. But for tracks of the day, Tia Laddies, that's a little rattle for sure. But great exit on this turn. Ladies and gentlemen. Cut off one set. We got to get to 36.5. I mean, that's a really good score. That changed a lot of things for us right there. Hold on, I gotta... You know, this is good practice. I'm gonna respond to my mom's text. How is around 7:15 your time? There you go. Want to have a little telephone call with my mom. If that's okay with you. I even factored in the time zones. So what, that's just my way of saying, hey, you should text your mom. 30, we gotta cut another half second. I certainly think that it's possible, dude. I don't know if we're gonna have the time today to destroy, like, our whole week. Just to get an author medal on one day of Trackmania. I certainly do not think we were necessarily at a perfect lap. It's going to be a little too rattle heavy. Good exit, though. Came in wrong. We had a little bit more speed than I'm used to, and honestly, caused me a little trouble there. Oh, dude, I don't know. I think, let me put it this way. I definitely think we're going to cross the 36-second threshold. Because we're only at 37.004. Mind you, that was a great lap. Like, it's not like we'll just take it for granted that that was a solid lap. But I definitely think we're getting a new PB in that department. That's more the landing that we want, I think. And we know, like, now... we got different problems, right? Like, previously, the end of the course was very bad for us. Now it's actually, like, pretty solid. So what are our problems now? Taking this corner a little faster never hurt anybody until you ran into the wall. I don't know if I'd recommend that approach right there. I think that one cost you about a second. So you want to be scoring? You can lay off, I mean, I don't know, maybe laying off the throttle there is not the play. It has really improved our consistency on that element, but I don't know if the consistency is worth the potential time loss. I'm happy with that, though. Okay, that's good. That's a good exit. I don't think we're going to make up the time we need to make up here. Yeah, especially when we hit the wall and also let off the throttle and also slam on the brakes. Not disheartened. I mean, it's a really, really good track. And you know, that PB that we got, I was exhilarated. That's the best thing you can say about a track like this. See, you don't need to have... I don't know why I'm still harping on about this. You don't need to have speed checks. You're already punished for not having as much speed by finishing behind. The speed check is the leaderboard. Now, maybe that makes me a little bit pedantic, but I think you get what I'm getting at. That was actually kind of interesting. We did cut over some of the course there. Oh, this is good. You can tell we got the torque on this one. Little heavy. Hate the airtime there, but that's okay. That's our newfound... I mean, we were up by 0.6. Did you see that? Coincidentally, that'd be a really good final split for us. This is still okay, I think. It's not going to be easy. It's not even going to be easy to beat our PB, honestly. But we kind of got it all wrapped up. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. The big thing now is the corner after that jump. This is not a good start. In contrast, this is not a good start. Light wheels as way too light. We need to have like a 5 to 15 degree turn there. We're consistently doing either 0 degrees or like 45. Both of which are pretty extremely bad. That's alright. 37 minutes here. We shake it out. We shake it out. That's better. Not in first, but better. Didn't clip the wall. Still good. That's more like what we want. But we did have to lay off the throttle. Maybe we actually like that 15 degree turn. That's not so bad. That's the corner that's going to make or break us. So what do I think we need there? I actually think I need to just be more confident that it's a full speed slide. I don't know if that's a thing in the Trackmania world. But if it is a thing, we need to do it right there. That's the best time for us to do that. That's fine. You don't get much time to set up the corner. But once you got it, you got it. Okay, I think it's like right when you hit 180, you got to start the slide. Or even start... Yeah, you start the turn earlier. There's no reason for us to not be close to the front. There is a good reason for us to not be at the front. These are the best ghosts in the egg carton. Just kind of unreasonable to be at the very front, but there's no reason we can't be in the mix here. That was more like being in the mix. Screwed up the weight transfer at the end there, but still going. Okay, good, good, good. That was fine. Still fine. Oh, that was good too, dude. That was good. All right, this I can tell. We're knocking on the door of greatness. Again, author, I have no idea. This was unnecessarily conservative there. Author, no problem. I mean, author, big problem. PB, no problem. That's what I meant to say. Don't hold that against me, universe, please. Good landing. If you can grip it and rip it, that's kind of the line you want. But then you definitely screwed up the last corner. I just gotta drill it into my mind. More or less, except for this first corner where I actually think laying off the throttle makes a lot of sense. Except for this first corner, you're pretty much going full speed for the rest of the game. This is no regression before progression. This is progression. The only way to progress to a higher understanding of something is to get it wrong many times until you don't get it wrong anymore. Okay, so this is... half a second back here is basically unacceptable for the purposes of survival. Well... for the purposes of thrival. Why do we say survival, but then it's thriving? I guess you can say surviving there too. But yeah, but look, we don't need to go down this road. Mostly because I don't know what I'm talking about. I think you shake it out. Shake it out. We're at 40 minutes. 41 minutes. In order to be happy with this track, I do feel like we need the PB. It doesn't need to be an author medal, but we know... if you don't know what you need to do, or you're performing at like your maximum capacity, then, you know, when you get that PB, you go, that's fine, I can live with that. We know what we need to do, and if anything, you know, I think we're performing a little bit under where we'd expect to be. And it's a fun track, so like, why not grind it a little bit more? Oh, because you got other work to do today? Well, yeah, this is fun though. This is fun. It is what it is. I think we're gonna make up a little extra speed on ourselves here. Not much, but enough. Enough to be, oh, more than competitive here. Good landing. Terrible turn. Just a truly awful turn there. But we can learn something. It was not a completely catastrophic finish. I can't believe we were 1.2 seconds back, but... shake it out. I can feel the tension starting to build in the trapezius muscles. It's where it becomes important for us to remember, hey, we're just driving in a video game. We're having a good time. Everybody's enjoying it. Keep it moving. Great line there. Little rattle. Good line, but you're going to be a little light on speed because we had to lay off a lot there. Terrible line. Not a good line. Muscle memory was all screwed up. But you know what? We're getting more consistent at least being up at the end of the track. That was very nice. Then around the corner with no brakes necessary will keep you competitive. Okay. For some reason, my old self slows down here, so... well, ironic. We did clip the wall. That's no good. That's no good. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. The new PB is within our grasp. All I can hope is that we somehow find the miracle line to cut off 0.6. And our next PB is the author if we do that, but probably not too likely. We are going to be competitive but get a little past. Wheels rattled, which should lead to me being passed again, but apparently wheels rattled on my old run too. That's a good line, dude. Oh, old me! Old me? You slightly got me there. I'm not embarrassed, though. It's the first time we've been up there in a little bit. And that was a lap that previously you might have thought was a little bit inconceivable, you know? That's good. That's a good line. That was so good, dude. It's not a slide. I'll admit it's not a slide, but we were not in there. We were building a home on there. We were building a home, a summer residence on the grounds of there. A little slow, but if we don't have to lay off the throttle, yeah, okay, we're fine, because we got speed. We got more speed. As we get passed by a ghost behind us. Never tell me the odds. Okay, straight wheels, good stuff. You're still going here. You're still going. Very smooth landing. Soft on the exit. That would have been a super good line if the wall wasn't there. Unfortunately, the wall was there. So you know what we say to that? Whoever's making this map, please have that wall demolished. You ruined my line. I can't believe you would do such a thing. The deception. Okay, good work. Suboptimal line. Carries a little extra speed. Lost a lot on that, but... Lost a lot on that. Like a lot. That was a great turn. I don't think we can even come close to making it up, but... Especially when we... Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm starting to hit that point where I'm like... Small victories are the most important thing. Let's leave it at that. I was going to say where I think my PB might be. Not unbeatable, but requires more time to beat than I got. I don't think that's the case. I think it just requires one very nice line. Again, I know what's going wrong there. If this is like a turn-based strategy game, it's very simple. Just program the turn to go in perfectly. But, you know, it's not a turn-based strategy game. It's a real-time strategy game. We gotta make decisions in the moment, impacted by, you know, reaction time. Like, racing games are actually very complex. The irony, people will look at something like, you know, like Dungeons & Dragons, which, this is not a Dungeons & Dragons own, by the way. But people will look at something like Dungeons & Dragons versus something like Gran Turismo and be like, oh, you know, racing games, so simple, same thing every single year. Yeah, well, you know, in a racing game, you know what you don't have? A dice roll that determines how much damage you do in combat or how high you are on the leaderboards, you know? You know what you gotta do? You gotta rely on your reptile brain to take you to the exit. You gotta use physics. You gotta use kinematics. You can't merely be like, oh, a monster? I slay it by rolling a 20-sided dodecahedron. Yeah, I said it. I'm going there. Apparently, I'm going there. It's not a good landing, I think. Or maybe it is because we're faster. That was not a great landing. I'm not saying Dungeons & Dragons gets too much credit. Don't gaslight me. I'm saying if you could hold it, this has a chance. I'm saying racing games get too little credit. I told you it had a chance. We were 187 ride or die down there, but it had a chance. "48 minutes. There's no pressure. Like, on the time, there's no pressure. It's still early in the day here. For me, it's more about, like... So the top times are, like, 35 and change, I guess you could say. So I'm trying to figure out, like... Obviously, we're at 37. We're trying to get to 36. But where are we losing 2 seconds? Almost. Sometimes more than 2. Actually, it's probably around 2 seconds. Yeah, because I'm... Well, that seemed like a good way to improve upon that. Way more to the left on that ramp. I will say, like, the way those ghosts take that corner makes no sense to me. They always crush me on it. You know what? The other thing is we don't see what the ghosts do there. But I just like it. I feel like it's the rattling of the wheels coming off the ramp. We're forced right now to choose between the line and the wheels rattling. The line is the right choice, but it definitely seems like the top ghosts have a different strat. So the problem is I gotta stay up at the front to actually see what it is. And then we want to be more to the... Like, how are you... Is it an air brake? Is it a quick air brake or something in there that's making the difference? I bet I can be 5/10 up by the time we get there. The rest of it is a bit of a crapshoot, but like... I do still like this track. I genuinely think this is a 9 or 10 track. But honestly, it might be a 9 with the 10 option not being exercised because the author medal requires a run that I can't give it. Ooh, that hurt. Is that selfish? Yeah. But maybe as a result of my selfishness, the world will change to be better for me. Is that selfish? I suppose. I suppose it could be considered selfish. I suppose it could be considered the dictionary definition. Like, how are your wheels not rattling when we're doing the same thing? Obviously, we're not doing the same thing, but it appears that we're doing the same thing. Explain to me the wizardry of how your wheels do not rattle. I demand to know. I don't know. I don't know. This is where I decide, like, am I going to become that Trackmania guy that watches the track of the day replays before doing the track? It's definitely not the track's fault. It is, well, I mean, like, there's blame to be placed in multiple situations. There are multiple entities. One of them is me, for sure. I should just be able to parse it out. I'm sure that people are screaming. However, I'm also like... I feel like the ramp deserves some of the blame. Because clearly there's some kind of like ancient words of power that are at play there. So we want to be further... Oh, that was not good. I'm telling you, we still have one room for improvement before we get super frustrated with this. But even, I'm not going to let it, you know, curtail my enjoyment of the track. But we got one marked piece of improvement here. That was an acceptable line for sure. And that is, here just grip it and rip it. But then here you want to be further to the left. There you go. So that's going to be a nice little buttress for you. See, that's fine. Acceptable exit. Just hold. That one, I knew we weren't going to PB once I took that last corner. So you might think that I'm, like, disappointed. I'm disappointed, but I'm not despondent, because I know what the diagnosable element there is. It is funny to squander, like, a 0.6 lead. But here's the way I would look at this now. Don't take it as a negative. I actually thought we were going to hit. That's how close we were. What I would say is that we have an author medal first half of the track and a gold second half. So remember, stay left. I think if we can get the left to right on that a little better, and then no rattle, we're genuinely looking at like a half-second improvement. And then we just gotta equal our previous finish, which admittedly sometimes you're like, how hard could it be? And then you realize that you like played out of your mind. You just got, like, for whatever reason, the absolute perfect run on that part of the course. We are catching up. So I think this is where I want to be on the ramp. You know what? I'm realizing they're not even going to the left. They're actually doing the exact same thing on the ramp that I was doing and thinking that it was wrong. I think. So we shake it out, you know? I will admit, it's taking longer than I thought to beat our previous PB, but it's okay. It's totally fine. Even if we don't beat our previous PB, it's totally fine. But we will look at this that we left some pogs on the table if that ends up being the case. That's the line we're looking for on landing. Focus. Little rattling. It's okay because we know what we're doing. Like, that's where we need to be. And the more cracks at the bat we get there, the better off we're going to be. So we love being... You got to be very... It's fast. Like, the things you got to do on this track are real quick. Surprise, surprise. But... You know what I will say as well? I'm really glad we turned on ghosts early. And I'm glad we turned on good ghosts early. I have been known to be a little stubborn. Try to figure out the track for myself before I allow ghosts. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, if that's what you enjoy doing, don't get me wrong. And I, for a time, thought I enjoyed it. Now I'm like, no, I want to... If you want to get good times... That's not going anywhere. Let's be realistic. If you want to get good times... It's very prudent to look at some ghosts. Unless you're better than all of the ghosts. In which case, more power to you. Is it possible to learn this magic? Now that was something. Hold. Hold! We didn't hold! If we held, that was the dream! You're still in. You're still in. You're still hip. You're still with it. Tucka, 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 tucka. Ah! Alright. This is going to be one of those over an hour Trackmania episodes. I mean, it's 57 minutes. It's not a bold prediction. If it was 57 minutes and we were stalled, this would be the end. We're not stalled. I'm fighting for my life! See ya. So I know what my problem is there. I didn't hold the turn long enough before starting the slide. As a result, we kind of, instead of doing a little skirt, we just did like a little baby, the kind of turn you would take on your driving test. It's not what you want to see there. Shake it off. I will say, I don't think I'm asking for too much when I say we're due for a participatory author medal. I'm not trying to be, you know, so millennial about it. But I think the author medals, you know... I mean, again, I can't speak for Saturdays. The author medals lately have been very much on the, like, you gotta be pretty much perfect side. Like, we got an author medal a few days ago. It took more than I've ever given to a track to get it. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Unfortunately, I would say it's much easier to just rationalize not getting the author medals than it is to give them what we gave that one every single day. There's still a chance here. Just needed a slight touch of the brakes. A more ambitious slide. Anything like that. There's really only two elements in this course that are now haunting me. One of them, I mean, you know what they are. None of them are at the start. Sometimes we do screw it up a little, but those aren't the ones that kill me. That's not good. That's not good right there. One of them is this corner right here. Not here, but this one right here. The other one is the kind of like S-bend at the end. That one just felt right. That one just felt good. The double slide, very helpful there. Great landing on that one as well, I would say. Laid off way too much. Way too much. That's fine, though. Again, we're kicking the can downstream, which is good. What do I mean by this bizarre statement? What I mean is we're kicking our problem further ahead. I don't know, this might be fine. Not optimum, but that's the line we're looking for there. Good practice on that. And good practice on this, hopefully. I'm taking the corner the same way every time. So you gotta I gotta drill it into my brain that the way you take that corner is you might lay off the gas. Even though everything in my body is like, you know, laying off the throttle is bad, we keep doing it. But you might need to lay off the throttle in order to make it through. Like, that was no good. But the most important thing is at least try to take it at a full speed slide. And if you crash, that's better. Like, a crash is better than taking the corner suboptimally to begin with. That's what I gotta get through my head here at 1 hour and 1 minute. Because I'm embarrassed by the fact that we've been stuck against our PB was like not, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. I mean, it gave us like a top 10 Canada score, although it is very early in the day here. It gave us a top 10 Canada score, but we were like, multiple times we were half a second up. Now that's where you get annoyed, but I guess you lay off the throttle, you lay off the brake in that situation in order to get a bit of a forward boost. This is not a smooth setup, but it's not horrible. It's pretty horrible. I think we can piece this together. It's just a matter of whether we're gonna get, you know, all 6 Infinity Stones before, you know, we hit 2 hours of recording, at which point, like, I've ruined the rest of my workday. You kidding me? We didn't hit the wall? Or we did and it didn't impact us too much. I'll take it either way. My new hot take is actually don't make author medals easier, just remove them from the game. If you remove them from the game, I would not be fighting for it. I would just be there. I would be like, oh, good gold. We were competitive there for sure. We still lost a lot on that second to last. Is there anything more frustrating in this game than like your PB just due to dumb luck hit an amazing split and you're like, oh, well, now that I know what I'm doing, it should be easy, and you can't friggin' beat it through that section? I don't know if that phenomenon has a name, but I will name it annoying. Just grip and rip. You gotta grip it. You wanted to have a chance, so you gotta grip and rip. Okay. We're quickly hitting, like, you know, we got regression, comma, progression. This is just regression, comma, regression. So I think we gotta call it soon. Again, the theory of what must be done to succeed on this course, very simple right now. The actual execution of doing it, proving quite difficult. Proving quite difficult, I will say. That one hurt me in my soul. That one hurt me in my soul. That one did spiritual damage. One of these days, dude, we're gonna have to do, like, well, I don't know. If we haven't done it by now, we're probably not gonna do it, considering, you know, impending enormous life changes. But wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to maybe, that's going nowhere. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do, like, a full drift course. I mean, like, I know the theory of, or drift training, I should say. I know the theory of the drifting. And we really did, I mean, if your takeaway here is like, oh, he's not committed to the drift, that's not the case. I mean, especially, I really appreciate that the start of this course, and admittedly, for like a, you know, the first 40 minutes, we only did 1 drift there instead of 2, when 2 would have given us keys to the kingdom to get a better split at the start. But, I like that the course gives you the chance to practice drifts at the start. Goodbye, me. We weren't gonna beat it. I mean, dude, I don't know. I think I'm tapped, honestly. That 37.004, I didn't think it was good. Like, especially the frustrating part for me, and I'm still having a good time today, but the frustrating part for me for certain is the fact that, hold on. Is the fact that we have had splits that are half a second up. And one of two things happens. We either crash, which whatever, it happens, or it gets eroded. That's what gets me. Like, we clearly have not, we don't have the kind of consistency on this second element that I'm like, or on that element right there that I need in order to get there. So I definitely think, you know, given a little bit more time, the PB is in our grasp and the author medal is in our grasp. But I don't think it's going to happen today. I'm revising my earlier projection that we're definitely going to beat our PB. I'm changing it to we are likely not going to beat our PB, which hurts. But, you know, you got to remember, the PB is yours. One way or the other, this PB is yours. You made it. It's not like you took it from somebody else. So I think if, you know, we're caught in this loop right now where I pretty much just have to be like, we're moving on. I think we got it. We're at 1 hour and 6 minutes. I don't think we've improved much demonstrably in the past 40 minutes. Well, in the past 20 minutes, let's say. So I think we probably just go, you know what? Though it pains me to say so, didn't even know it, no punches were thrown. I mean, I knew that one wasn't going to happen. It's another reason why it's hard to finish this is because I don't think, like, since our PB, we've really only had, like, 1 or 2 laps where I was like, we're even close. It's frustrating. It's not the track's fault. It's not even my fault. Like, if anything, I'm kind of... The frustrating part is we set our PB so high, like, so well, that it's hard to compete with. But I'm going to say that this is our last... lap, real or otherwise, and then we're gonna call it, get on with the rest of my day, and say, you know what, good track, bad driver today. Don't even look at the split. Just enjoy your lap. Just enjoy the lap. There I go, passing me again. Well, at least we're gonna finish on like a pretty solid lap. But man, I don't... beats me. It was still a great track. I had a great time. If you enjoyed the video, please do click the like button. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!